So here we have it, the second game of this best of 3. Spawning up to the top left-hand position on King Sejong Station, we have got the blue Protoss player representing XMG, none other than Socke. And his opponent down to the bottom right, the red Protoss representing Alien Invasion. It is Patience. So, as this stands, it's 1-0 up to Patience. He's got a small incy-wincy advantage. So while this keeps up, Patience is of course going to be feeling quite confident. King Sejong Station, of course, is the second map, so it's a 2-player spawn map as well. Potentially could be a map where proxies are viable. You see a lot of proxies. There's dead space around here where you can do tons of fun stuff. There's all this sort of area. This can lead into fun as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see proxies on this map. It could be a lot of fun. Hopefully no Deserter Colossi, because I don't want to start my voice imitation again. You did all flame me in chat for that. It was just really bad. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have tried it. I should just stick to casting StarCraft. I'm sorry. Anyway, double gas is coming down from Patience, so he's going to be going quite tech heavy. Double gas is coming out from Socke as well, so they're both looking to get a bit more out. So, as things are all standing, we've got a very normal opening from both of these two. Last game, of course, did go on for quite a while. They were both very, very happy to buy time. But yeah, as it all stands, this is a normal game of PvP, and if it does go on the longer term as we saw the last game, it could be quite cool, although we do have a probe coming out on a little adventure, not through the usual way the probes adventure forth. Missing out the middle of the map, coming around the side. Could go and just take that watchtower, take a little peek at it, and see if they see anything fun. What are you doing, Mr. Probe? Checking for any proxies, making sure that he's aware of anything that could be coming down. He could proxy himself. Meanwhile, the probe for Patience just moving on forward, coming through the center of the map, going past the rock tower, making sure that's nice and secure. You don't want that falling in your head. Right on cue, Socke is going to go for a proxy pylon. This position is really hard to scout because of these rocks here. The only way into it is around the back. So it's a really out-the-way place to go. Really out the way. Should be a proxy Stargate in this position. It's nice and close, and boom, right on cue, there we go. I just want to say, I want to cash in some of my caster points right there. I get flamed a lot for having no game knowledge, but I was like, this map's pretty good for proxy Stargates. And boom, a proxy Stargate came down. Yeah. Yeah, damn straight. Patience is getting his own Stargate down, so this is where we get a fun little game. Because basically, if this comes down, and this Stargate here, if this makes Phoenix, and this makes an Oracle, Phoenix win. I haven't seen enough Phoenix in PvP recently. It really makes me sad, because I really like Phoenix in PvP. I think it's so awesome. My favorite PvP ever. I can't even remember who played. I was just kind of euphoric in the enjoyment of it. Both players just went absolutely mass Phoenix everywhere. Like, there was 20 Phoenix on 20 Phoenix. The micro was intense. There was just so many lasers. If there was some slow motion of Megan Fox running through the middle of it, it would have been a Michael Bay film. That is how good it was. But I don't see it enough. But we're going to see Phoenix! Phoenix! Oh my goodness, this is so good. Okay, cool. Patience. Patience. Send them this way. This way, Patience. There's an Oracle coming. You're just going to flat out be in an amazing position. You're going to do such an amazing thing here. Go on. See the Oracle. The Oracle. Oracle's coming in. Patience sees it. Patience set the rally point. The Phoenix is right there. No, Phoenix! Phoenix, help your brethren. Silly Phoenix. Okay, here he's coming over. Okay. Bye, Oracle. Oracle did get some nice damage done, though. 7 kills. 7 kills is awesome for an Oracle. 8 is ideal, but hey, if you get 7, it's basically paid for itself. However, the Phoenix are now out. They are going to start looking to have a bit of fun. Note behind this, there's no additional Phoenix. It's just the 3 at the moment. Okay, there are some additional ones. They were chrono boosted out. 3 is currently down at the moment, but that's enough to be irritating. The mothership core is going to have to be a little bit more annoying. Socke adding in Warp Gate Tech. Got his Twilight Council nearly done. Could be for Blink, could be for Dark Templar. It's trying to expand out. Of course, Patience has got all of the map control. Literally all of it. Phoenix give him so much dominance over any position on this map. Phoenix, I was going to do a voice for Phoenix, but they don't really have a voice, because I reckon they're more like drones. Like, do you see a cockpit there? Maybe. Is that a cockpit? Potentially. I think they're like little drones. That looks like an AI brain to me. Anyway, Socke needs this natural base up. Just a couple of shots coming through. Still back we go with Socke's army. He wants to stay up that ramp. Photon Overcharge is enabled. He's not got enough energy for another one quite yet. Couple more shots coming up against this Nexus. Still the damage is looking very, very good. If the Nexus finishes up, it can't get Photon Overcharge yet. Needs about another 10 energy, but the Photon Overcharge of the natural is why it's not getting cancelled yet because of that option, but I don't think there's going to be time. Cancel goes down. All looking good. Patience still waiting to go up in, looking to see if he can get anywhere. Of course, the Phoenix, the reason I love Phoenix is because they can harass nicely. They can get a good amount of damage down. But also in a head-up engagement, they can lift some of these Stalkers. They can, say, lift the Sentry. They lift the Sentry. There's no force field here. That flat out means they're not going to do very much. They can also dart in and out so much, so effectively. One Phoenix nearly dies, stays alive though. That got a couple of worker kills, 2 in total. Not insane, but it's still some damage. Damage is always going to be relatively happy. Still, Patience waiting. Force field goes down. That is only 1 sentry though. It does have a decent amount of energy though, so it can get a couple more. This one lone Zealot is slowly dismantling this Stargate. He's probably panting right now. This Zealot is probably here just like... slice, slice. Slice, slice. It's nearly through. And then he's got to walk all the way back home. It's like he has to do a marathon. Destroy a Stargate and then do a marathon again. And he doesn't even have charge yet. God. That's just nasty. No one wants to be that Zealot. That's like the second worst job. The worst job in all of StarCraft is the scouting worker. You're there as a little scouting worker and the Great Master in the sky who controls all the things. And you're there and you're the little scouting worker and he's like, "Hello, Probe. I have a job for you. Go over there to the dark place." And the little Probe's like, "Yay, I thought I was going to spend my entire life just mining and building things. I get to go on an adventure." And then you die. You die a hideous, horrible death. And there's nothing you can do about it. No one wants to be that Probe. That is literally the worst job ever. And that's why scouting probes are so sad. Anyway, not much has been going on while I was telling you the story of why scouting probes have a really sad existence. Instead, these Phoenix are still looking to poke and prod. Socke is attempting to retake his natural base. It's clearly a busy job. All these Stalkers taking a good hard look at the Nexus, like, what's going on here? Is it still definitely building? Yes, it is. These Phoenix still looking for any way to go. Venturing all around the map. Natural base is a pretty similar timing. The robotics base is a very similar timing, actually. So, this is all pretty nice. They're both going to be upping to Colossus tech, and this is probably going to lead to a bit of a lull in the action, a bit of a passive phase of the game where they both decide how many Colossus they want to get, and then realize, oh, I've already got some Colossus, so I don't really want to move out because my opponent's going to have some Colossus, so I'll just wait till I'm maxed, try and take a third base, and then I'll both look at each other scarily. Literally, PvP fights are kind of like, did you ever have, like, at school, 2 groups of friends, or 2 groups of, like, really hard guys who are, like, they'd never actually fight each other, they'd always just say how much they were going to fight each other? That's what late game PvP is like. They just sit there, and they're just like, oh, I'm going to fight you. And the other Protoss player is like, no, I'm gonna fight you, and they know neither want to do it, because they both know they're going to take some pretty bad losses, so don't want to go for that. At the moment, both players just getting their naturals up though. Sitting here, 36 to 38 probes. Both players producing nicely. Archon count is just a slight advantage at the moment for Patience. Sorry, Immortal count, not Archon count. Colossus count is going to be a slight advantage for Socke though, but not by much. What's a bigger advantage for Socke is the fact that he has got +1 coming through. When you say Patience actually wants to go for this, he doesn't have Blink, so these Stalkers can theoretically getting away. We're going to see what else is going to be coming through here. A few more shots coming through, a good bit of damage. Overall resources lost. Socke's lost 600 more resources, so nothing too disastrous. If we take a little look, overall, actually it's only probes really being lost by Patience. In terms of gas losses, it's 1 Phoenix. Gas, of course, early, especially when they both stayed a long time on only the 1 base. Couple of Phoenix still waiting around here. Of course, there's always the option of the debris at the back to go in, coming through a little bit of additional damage, if you want to try and go through. Keep an eye on... Okay, was that the... No, one more Phoenix still up. Okay, one Phoenix is still alive at the moment. This is quite fun times. That's mainly going to be used for scouting. Can't do anything on its own. It can get a couple of shots off against the Colossus and a Mothership core, but overall, not that much is going to be going on. And all in all, this is another very passive stage. Okay, Patience is the first one to go up into 3 bases. So, this is a good step for him. Going to be slightly ahead of Socke. It's not by much, but will scout Socke's coming through. Does Socke see Patience's? No. So Patience doesn't have has the confirmation that his opponent is going for it, and he's slightly ahead. And, well, that is not a big advantage, but the fact that he knows about it is more important. Okay, Socke now gets the scout. It's a little bit later, but both players are probably going to be relatively happy to sit back, because if you're sitting back, if you're waiting for this, and you've got obviously your own third base coming down, you know you don't really have a massive advantage in terms of supply or your economy, and therefore you can't flat out try and engage your opponent or deny this third. Instead, Patience probably just going to try and posture in an aggressive way, trying to find a way to pick off at this third, get a favorable engagement. But to be honest, looking at the army compositions, we've got 2 Colossus on both sides, 1 Immortal advantage. He's down in Stalkers though. He's also now down in a Colossus. Patience can't really push in here without being incredibly risky or hoping for a very favorable trade or a slip up in positioning from Socke, which wouldn't be crazy. I believe it was actually last series, Patience up against Showtime, where Showtime did donate a single Colossus. So that was crazy. Big shout out to Zed Power, by the way. Last person who who followed on the channel. Big shout out. Had lots of new followers today, which is awesome. Thank you all for the support. Couple of Colossus now. Edging forward, trying to get some damage down. These Stalkers will take a little bit of laser fire, but nothing that they can't deal with. Still, we've got 1 Phoenix alive. This is a lonely Phoenix now, as Twitch said. I do agree, this Phoenix must be so lonely. It is the last Phoenix left in the world, but he's going to be joined by some Tempest. So it's Patience this time going up for the Tempest style play. No look at that yet from Socke. Socke last game actually did go up for those Tempest quite a bit earlier. No, actually didn't, did he? Patience did. I'm really confused by my brain now. My brain's just melted. I've cast so many PvPs today. Someone went Tempest, and it was good. That was nice and simple. Anyway, a couple of Zealots wandering forth. They're going to meet a lot of Colossi unless they get drawn back. Looks like they're going to get drawn back. Zealots may survive a tad bit longer. May kill a single probe. Not a very good job. Not quite as bad as a scouting probe though. Still the damage coming through quite nicely. A couple of free Zealots there getting taken down. The Tempest I don't believe was seen, but if it was, that was awesome. Okay, no, it doesn't need to be seen. The Fleet Beacon and the 2 Stargates were seen, so this is easy. Socke knows this is coming, but he can't really switch it up. And the reason he can't quickly switch it up is because if he tries to go Tempest himself, because they take like a full in-game minute to produce, he just would never catch up, especially when he doesn't have a Stargate down yet. It would just take him too long to get there and put him at a disadvantage. So instead, he stopped the Colossus production. It's just switching to producing out double Immortals at a time. They're going to be a lot more resilient to the Tempest fire, rather than really focusing on trying to get as much down in the way of additional Colossus damage. So still keeping close eye on where these two go. The Tempest count is currently up at 4. I'm going to go to 6. You need 5 Tempest to one-shot Colossus. Although, as Chad reliably informed me, if they have +3, they 2-shot. 4 Tempest will one-shot a Colossus. But only if they have a +3 air attack, which they don't, so that doesn't really matter. +2, apparently 4 can nearly one-shot. Like 1 shot and a Stalker hit will kill them. 4th base coming through now for Socke. That's just got started up. No sign of a 4th yet from Patience, although he does have a probe over here. Potentially is going to look to go for that. Supply-wise, Socke's slightly up, although the Tempest are going to make a big difference. The Colossus count is also 6 to 5 in favor of Patience. And that can make a big difference. We're going to see now when we get these Tempest moving forward. Waiting to see if they go for the shot. Of course, there are 6 of them. 1 can die and they'll still one-shot down these Colossus. Waiting to see if they do get in range. The positioning of them is very important. Socke He's only got 11 Stalkers and 5 Archons in the way of anti-air. First couple of shots coming through from these Tempests, not engaging onto the Colossus though, so no damage done there. Mothership Core taking a few shots, and this is scary times right now for Socke. Seeing these Tempests, he's not going to be too happy about that. Ideally, he doesn't want to get in a position where he engages. Backing away, needs to try and get a good trade, needs to somehow try and get the Stalkers underneath. Of course, the danger is if Patience advances these Tempests ahead of the rest of his army, the Stalkers could blink underneath and try and take them down fast. Got a drop coming down throughout this. Patience is defending him with a single Colossus. The Colossus actually doing an okay job fighting this out. Still waiting to see if and when we get more of this coming through. More damage. Now the Tempest backing away from the Stalkers. The Colossus being very careful on the side of Socke. Don't want to engage. Tempest. Wow, 6 Tempest, 1 shot. Zeta. Learn something new every day. Still, the positioning is key right now. Tempest can actually get in a really good position here. This would be a nice spot for them. They back away over to this sort of vicinity. They can engage the Colossus without the Stalkers being able to easily gain range. That was a hallucinated Colossus that goes down, but that was a real one. Nice shot. You can see how devastating this is. 2 Colossus down now. Socke only with 2 remaining. The Tempest moving forward. They're just going head into this. They don't mind if they die once all of the Colossus are dead, because the advantage is just so big now for Patience, who's moving forward. He's up in the overall army supply, trying to get that last shot off on the remaining Colossus. Not able to grab it yet. The War Prison getting taken down. 1 Tempest remains. It needs 1 shot against that Colossus and it would die. So close. Still, the damage coming through. This Tempest slowly chipping away at a couple of probes. Socke's like, well, if I move in, I'm going to eat a heck of a lot of damage from those Colossus. Blinks forward, trying to take that out, but the Colossus gets sniped. Nice micro there by Patience, who's now engaging against the majority of this army. He has got 1 more Archon, but a heck of a lot more Colossus. 8 of them lasering their way through everything that stands in their way. The Immortals dishing out good damage for Socke, but there's just not enough to deal with the might of the Colossus on Patience's side. GG is called, and Patience is going to take this series 2-0 to advance second in the group, along with Showtime, who finishes first.